size would you want these again?
Sort of like medium small, not too small that they look like too full. But I want them like kind of on the smaller side.
I gotta find the right comb for you. I don't want your hair disrespecting my stuff. Your hair has a tendency, so you want small but not itty bitties.
Yeah.
And not large to where it looks like a pinky toe.
Right. Right.
And then you don't want to see your scalp.
That's exactly right.
Why? Everybody else want to see their scalp.
No, I'm good on that.
Come on. You like hater. Well, been there since you'll be a second time. Do you have any questions?
Yeah.
Anything you want to know?
So I had some, I guess maybe my hair at the time was just in a worse state than it is now, but there were some.
Yeah, there's no fight back now. This
right.
is so good.
Last time it was
hella fight.
Yeah.
It was about to be Mortal Kombat in the street.
So I had some of the comb coil sorts like up here started to unravel, and I think maybe it was because, like I said, my hair texture was like kind of struggling.
And your curl pattern is looser up there than it is back here.
So I was wondering what I can do. I'm trying to find a picture.
Tie it down. You gotta just tie it down every night.
Okay.
And with that hair, you're gonna have to be real patient.
Okay.
Because I mean, you can't force the curl pattern to be something that it's not gonna do on its own.
Right.
But eventually, it will begin to tangle, which I call a bud, and it'll start going into place. It's just gonna be a lot slower than your back, because your back is tight curl.
Yeah.
It's loose, but it's still got a consistency of tightness to it also. So that's the only thing about that.
Okay. And I can show you when we're done. I can show you what I was using to tie my hair down.
Let me see.
Okay. I just had like a bonnet.
It's in purse.
Yeah, it's in my purse. I brought it because I was like, I need him to know exactly what's going on. So
Okay,
he can tell me what I'm doing wrong. So I would put this on first, and then I would tie it down with this. This is just a scarf. But
get something for your bonnet.
Yeah.
You need something a little tighter.
Okay.
Yeah, that works, but the hair shifts too much in that.
Okay. Like a wave cap or something?
Just a regular satin scarf. You
Okay.
just tie it tighter to the hair.
Okay.
That's all.
Alright, I can do that.
Because I mean, you got the concept down. With, putting the bonnet on there, putting another thing on, but just you can alleviate that because you'll start sweating and scalp around and that stuff.
Yeah, it was pretty hot.
Yeah, I bet it was. So you don't want to do that to your hair, especially with starting a lock. All of that stuff is gonna sit into your locks. This is your beginning. Your beginning is how you gonna end. So you don't want to saturate the skin and nasty fluid.
Right.
It will kill you. My hair feels so much better.
Yeah.
So much better. I am in love. This is amazing. You don't break it. You got like the little shaded pieces that people would normally shed in the hair. But this is so smooth.
Oh, I'm glad. Oh, I felt so bad. I felt so bad last time because I was like, man, I know that he's gonna talk about me.
Well, and it wasn't that I could talk about you. It's just that people with natural hair, they don't really get them ends here because they got so long hair.
Yeah.
All of that, then they don't really realize that the ends are kind of bad because you're saturating it with product and oil, so it kind of covers up those dead ends when they're looking dry and broken, so you really can't see them. And I see that's why a lot of people that get it flat iron will get their ends trimmed a lot because that heat dries out those
and then they see that crinkliness.
You can see it right then, and that's not a part of the style.
No.
Right.
That's not intentional.
No, at all. But with natural hair, you really can't see them as much.
Right.
So then, it's not really as noticeable.
Right.
But this, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
You did a wonderful job.
I want to do it properly,
Yeah. Yeah, and that's why I make sure that you get oils and stuff so that you can get things properly from the beginning. I do not want you to start off with no makeshift mindset.
No.
When you find that you at home making a sandwich and putting your fucking hair,
no, you good.
And I'm gonna take you at the kneecaps and punch you. I swear to God.
I went through that phase. Like I would do the whole.
And what did it do for you? Though?
I mean, it just felt like when you really stopped and thought about it.
You felt crazy.
I felt crazy because here I am doing, like, for example, an apple cider vinegar rinse, which made my hair very curly but very dry.
Very dry.
And then I would do a deep conditioner that had, say, like mayonnaise and honey and egg and all this
that
stuff.
Did what?
And that kind of, like, all the clarifying that I did with apple cider vinegar went out the window. And now my sandwich smells like a deli.
Just paste it.
And it was silly. Like now I have to wash it out like so many times to make sure I get all that who knows what in there.
Because that's still food and that still will spoil.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, Lord.
So it just, I don't know, it just seemed really silly to me after I really thought about it.
It's consumption. It's not a topical agent. Yes, it may have things in it that can make up other products. Whale piss make up, parts of a whale make up lipstick. That don't mean you about to go chew on whale balls.
No, that's...
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. They use hard hooves to chew gum, to make gum. That don't mean you about to go just pick a horse clothes, put it in your mouth.
Right.
Rub it on your feet.
Hold it precious, my brother.
Yeah, hello. There are other things they are doing to this. This is not it. And that's why the FDA does not recognize the word natural or organic, because they know they're spraying some of these things with pesticides and different things when they come over here from where they came from. Yeah. So no, it's not organic, sweetie. It's not just natural. No. Go pick that orange off the tree, and sometimes you're gonna have a worm in it. So they gotta kill that stuff. Yeah. But not be as harmful to you. So what you don't know is keeping you ignorant, but you should know that. No,
it's definitely true. And I'm just trying to like be more wise about my hair now. You know what's going into it, know what it needs and what it doesn't need, what's not working.
Hello. It needs stuff. It needs a lot.
Yeah. Especially last time it was here, it needs a miracle, prayer.
That's all right. It shows right here. It shows that prayer works.
Yes, it does.
It does. You was hitting them knees with kneecaps on, weren't you? Down there, just Lord, I can't get up, Jesus. Just heal me, Father.
Yeah, it was nuts. I felt bad about it afterwards.
Why you feel bad? You didn't know.
I didn't know, but at the same time, like you kind of know what's going on with your hair. It's just a matter of
you can feel what's going on. But see, what did you study in life?
Law.
You study law. Law and hair are the two different extremes. Yeah. This is a science of the body. Law is not a science of the body. That is a science of the mind and manipulation to a certain degree. Oh yeah. So you can't put them two together. Right. Now you as a girl, you learn how to manipulate your hair and do different things to make it look pretty. But if you saw a shampoo on the side of the bathtub, you could pick that bitch up and read the back of it. It was like, oh, this got this in it? What? My hair's gonna be just flowing. My pH balance is gonna be on point. My elasticity is gonna come back. No. You weren't doing none of that. It was like, bitch, my shit is clean. I got a nice ponytail. Let's go. Okay, there's a difference. Yeah. So with that came risk, but you didn't just kill it. You tried. You tried. But then I blame the patrons too. I blame the people making the shit. Like these boxes, they got color in. Why you gonna put the cheapest shampoo in these goddamn boxes? Bitch, just killed her enamel bond. Right. Putting this color on here. Why would you put the cheapest in here?
It color does so much to your hair, like your curl pattern is different. It strips your hair.
It's taking away your natural from your hair. To get a color is to lift the black out. To lift the black out is one of those. Your black hair is a protector. Yeah. The blackness is like the strength of your hair. Everything else is just made up of fibers, nutrients, bonds, all of the things that come together to form the hair and what it is.
So I have a couple of questions.
Go for it, baby.
So I usually use coconut oil to, I guess, grease or moisturize my scalp. Yeah. So is that oil okay, or does it matter what type of oil?
Grease or coconut oil?
No. It's coconut oil, but I'm talking about
coconut oil. Okay.
It's no grease, just coconut oil. But I put it on my scalp to moisturize my scalp.
Okay.
So does it matter what kind of oil that you use?
Yes, as long as it's not thick. Oh. If it's too thick, then it's gonna cause follicular damage. The scalp won't be able to breathe. It will cause you to have a lot of dandruff, a flake, and it will stunt your growth. Okay. So you don't want to use too much oil, especially in dreadlock. It can make a buildup. Ooh, that is nasty.
So how often should you use oil for your scalp?
I would say twice a week.
Okay.
Yeah, just rub it in real good and let your scalp distribute it wherever it's gonna go. Because your scalp will feed it to your hair. It'll put it to your sebaceous gland, which will feed that to your cuticle layer of the hair. Okay. Keratin point. That's what makes your hair. You see some people hair that has that natural shine because the hair has oil in its cuticle, not just on top of it. Okay. Yeah.
So my hair is locked up at the ends. You can tell like some of it is trying to shed out, but it's just like one or two strands like on the tips. Can I cut those or should I just leave those? Okay.
It's called reversion. Your hair is trying to revert back and let go of the shedded hair because it's not normally used to holding on to it like this. It sheds it just to keep a balance in your head.
Okay.
But you holding on to them in your locking position, some of them gonna slide out a little bit.
Okay. So it's okay to just cut them.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Cut them diagonally. Do not cut them ever straight across. And try to cut the hair like at the hair. Don't cut it right at the lock.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you can damage that lock too by cutting all into it all the time.
Okay.
Then it'll start popping off later on. It's not gonna do nothing but get weaker and weaker.
Okay. When I have like a fresh twist, my hair is a certain length. But okay. And then it seems like to draw up by the time I'm, come back.
A curl pattern.
Okay.
When your hair is put under the dryer at this point, I pulled it to its level of elasticity, the rubber band effect. So that's why you see a length. But once it just starts to relax and go back to its regular phase, don't worry about it. That's because you have a curl pattern, and that curl is starting to work itself back in. We're not doing stretch damage, and that's why you don't come so much, because I want to allow that curl to go ahead and form itself again, and then start working with it. I don't want to keep it straight the whole time. That can cause stretch damage. Once you have stretch damage, the hair then does not intake oxygen and different other nutrients from the scalp and body like it should, so then your porosity level changes. That makes the hair damaged, and it can fall off.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense.
Hey, Daniel, what are some tips you have for those that are starting thicker locks?
Thicker locks, a lot more maintenance. You have to take care of that in a different way. The hair is like not used to being combined in big pieces as such. So you have a different level of reversion when it comes to your locks. Your moisturization is about the same. Your hydration and everything needs to be taken care of the same way. But it's just you have larger parts. So you just have to manipulate them differently. Tighten it up every single night.
What don't you like about shea butter being used in natural hair?
Shea butter and natural hair is fine because the hair is loose. It's not holding on to anything. So you don't have dead hair with a lack of velocity in it like you would have a lock. But when that hair is locked, I don't recommend something of that such because that builds up very quickly and easily. So that's what I don't like. That's what you don't need.
How long do you recommend leaving a lock up before washing?
Okay, that's a good one. When getting your lock style, I don't care what kind of style it is, the scalp still can't breathe, and that's why a lot of times you're itching in some of those areas where that style is. So I don't really like the jam-packed stuff on top of each other lock style. So you want to take that down every 2.5 weeks. In the last 2 weeks, that scalp and that hair breathe. It needs it. I would not try to hold a style up for 4 months. For a whole month. At the same time, I do not use thread when it comes to doing my lock style. I use to be able to take that shit down. Do not let that stay up there for too long. That's nasty. And then you need to look like me. Get you some conditioner. Sit down somewhere.
Everything I've tried to put on my scalp or in my dreads, I just sweat out. What can I do to stop the dryness and itching?
Stop the sweating. Why are you sweating so much? What's going on with you? You might have to go see a dermatologist. See what's happening and what's making you sweat so much. Are you working out? What are you doing? What's making your lifestyle this hard? You gotta put the balance into your locks pretty much. You don't want to. I don't care if you style every other 3 days. You do not want to pull the hair so hard to where it will cause thinning. Styling will not be the only thing that can cause thinning. You can reach this too hard, too tight ponytails, a whole lot of stuff that can start thinning. So it's not just styling, it's just pulling the hair too tight. Give it room to revert back. That's why even with interlocking, I don't do it too often. Either every 2 months or as the hair grows out because I don't want to put that type of tension on it. It's just going to sit there forever. That makes no sense.
Starting lock, how long before I can wash my hair?
You wash it the next visit. I wash my clients every 3 weeks. I don't play that. And if something comes loose, and I'm here as a stylist, I can put it back. But you have to shampoo your hair. That is nasty. That is not what's up.
How long should I wait to get a retwist?
A retwist is beneficial every once a month. Every 3 to 4 weeks. Once a month. You must do it. Do not do it too much in between there, or you'll start robbing the hair of elasticity, and that will cause breakage.
Do your lock and curl include any gels or wax?
Hell no. It's only like, oh, no. Hell no. Waxing my shit.
How long should your hair be to start locking?
I would say between 2 to 3 inches. Give the hair room long enough to coil. At the same time, give it room to where when you shed those hairs into the coil, it will actually hang in there. When the hair is too short, it will not stay in. It will come right back out, and it will, go against what you are trying to do when you call it a lock.
I'm not happy with the way my parts turn out. My locks, I have big locks, and my parts could be a little smaller. Is there a way to start over and attach the locks I already have?
Of course you can. Of course you can. You just about the way you cut them out. Now, when you cut them out and you want to reattach them, you have to start locking in, wait for them to lock, and then you would start reattaching.
When you get extensions, how long do they last, and can you take them out at any time?
You can, but I would tell my people when you get them, you're not going to keep these no longer than 6 years. Extension is something that after a while you just don't need anymore. It's just for the vanity and the cosmetic look when you get your lock started. You just don't have to go through the short phase, but you still go through the ugly phase and whatever else you want to call it. That's just a part of locking. You're going against what hair naturally does.
What are some helpful tips for interlocking? And is there anything I can do about 4-month-old severely lumpy locks?
Your lock's pregnant, huh? It sounds like you weren't consistent in your locking. 4 months old? You need to be interlocking yet if your lock's only 4 months old. You need to have more of a regimen. So I wouldn't say for 4 months to start interlocking. That's a little too early. That's a little too premature at this point, and it's not going to give you what you need.
What can I do to keep my hair moist? It's like a sponge. I can wash it, put oil on it, and in 2 to 3 days it dries like I never touched it.
Have a regimen. You have dead shedded hair in your head. That shedded hair is going to take all of the moisture and other things that are in your hair out immediately. Like when having a plant. The plant leaves are dead. It sucks up all the water and the nutrients. So you have to alleviate it. But in your case, in a committed progressive hairstyle, you're not going to alleviate that dead hair. That's a part of what you're working with. So you just have to have a regimen that's going to work with that and keep that hair strong. So that's why I say find a healthy one with different type of moisturizers and proteins that'll keep the hair right where you need it to be.
How to repair weak roots and twisted too tight?
Leave them alone for the first 4 months. Let that hair grow back. Hopefully you didn't cause follicular damage. After it starts to grow back, reinsert those new hairs into that lock. It's going to look funny in the beginning, but as time goes on, you'll be able to take that and work with it. And you'll see that the root will become stronger first, and then you'll start wrapping the base to make it stronger after a while. But remember that hair is fine, it's thin, and you don't want it to start breaking.
What do you do when you're losing your edges due to unkept locks that you don't have anymore?
You better get some edge control. You better sit them edges down and have a talk with her. Tell that bitch, look, we need to chill and work together. This is not working. You don't want to look like you got the permanent mohawk. So at that point, I use the Dr. Miracle High Growth. Rub that in twice a week. Let that stimulate them areas. And leave her alone. No more ponytailing. No more pulling. No more nothing. Let that girl chill. You start losing edges. You damn me out that game. I'd rather you have male pattern baldness before you start losing your edges. That hurts.
How do you use the carrot orange sheen spray versus the olive oil? Do they serve different purposes or are they interchangeable?
Everybody asks that question. The difference between carrot and olive is just the vegetation of the oil. That does not make the oil consistency or anything different. It's still a healthy oil, and you put it straight to the scalp. You want to work that oil with the sebaceous glands of your scalp and your head, so that your scalp and hair will infuse that oil into the cuticle of your hair. That puts it and gives it a natural, healthy shine. Versus you just laying the shit on the top, making it shiny. That ain't doing nothing. That's just sitting there.
How do you get out the buildup in locks? Sometimes from gel and other products. Do you recommend the apple cider vinegar?
No, why the hell are you using gel? Why are you using gel? That's nasty. Don't do that. Secondly, yes, you can use apple cider vinegar, but I let my shampoo just sit on that for about 5 minutes. You get it out. So it's different avenues you can go through with that. But don't be in your kitchen making ammonia, baking soda, and all this other stuff, toothpaste, and next thing you know, your shit is brittle because you just fried it and over-processed it, trying to get too much of the product that you put in there out. Balance that out. And stop putting so much product, and then stop putting that stuff that's harsh to your hair. You gotta get it out like that. You putting too much, and it ain't no good.
Do you need heat protection on locks when under the dryer?
No. Goddamn, your dryer ain't that damn hot. So that's more for like a titanium straight piercing heat. That dryer is not that serious. And if a dryer is burning you that bad, you might want to sit somewhere else.
Can hard water damage and dry out locks?
Yes, you can. Another reason why you need a healthy regimen. Another reason why you need a good conditioner with protein. Another reason why your hair could fall out. If there are chemicals in that water, it does not just come from Niagara. It don't work like that.
I work outside for a living. Anything special or different I should do for my lock care for the changing seasons in New York?
Oh, yeah. Well, it depends, because when the summertime comes, you want to soak up the sweat by using a cotton bandana. In the wintertime, I mean, the cold is not going to really affect them. As long as you have oil on the scalp, it can affect your scalp and not your hair. The springtime and other times like that, you want to let it breathe. You need that vitamin D and that sunlight. That helps for a good balance of it. Now, shampooing is important too, because you will walk around smelling like you play football in your sleep. And that's not the look or the smell you want your hair to have. For real, for real. That's nasty. that's not it. So the most I would say is a good cleansing regimen, because you're perspiring and a lot of many other things in the midst of having your locks.
Does keeping my satin do-rag on a lot affect or suffocate my pores so it won't grow?
Yep. For real. I just said it. Your scalp needs to breathe. It has to. Whether you feel like there's something happening up there or not, you may not see these little mini mouths opening and closing. It's called follicles, and they need certain things to get into them so they can work. If they don't work, the papilla of your scalp, along with the bulb of your hair, then shuts down and stops that growth, and it will slide smooth out your head. That's when you start seeing those clean bald spots that look like somebody's forehead.
What are your thoughts on combining locks? When you combine, do you sew them together or leave the two ends separate?
It depends on what I'm combining and how and why. Um, Sometimes you can combine the locks at the root just to make it stronger, but in the most times I will alleviate that other piece. If it's, whichever one is the thicklier one, I'll let it go after I see that the basics have come together stronger. I'm not scissor happy, so you don't just start cutting out in the beginning. Stop rushing some of you guys' process. Actually work with it, and it'll actually give you a better outcome if you transition into the stuff versus just smashing doing it right now.
How do I get lint out of my locks?
Sometimes that's not lint. Sometimes that's skin that you didn't realize. Because in the beginning, a lot of you guys weren't shampooing. And that dandruff and all of that stuff you had in there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, some of that skin. And it depends on how deep it is on the inside. You may have to cut that area, because I've seen people brush it. They don't come out. I've seen people do all kind of stuff. But I tell you this, if you do an experiment, you ever have a lock to fall out, or you have one that you're willing to cut it in half. Cut it like right there and just look at the inside of it, and look nasty as hell. That's all the stuff that you put in there. So that's why I say don't overload it, because cutting it, once you cut it, sometimes that will be full of dust, and that's not healthy.
Can you use one regimen on locks for years without switching it up? Example, if I use the product package off your website.
Yeah, because see, these products are helping the lock and level up longevity versus, just trying to get something over right now. We're not working to rebuild. We're working to make this happen and get levels down going forward. So that's for every type of situation of styling, locking, whatever I do. I'm thinking of what's going to happen going forward, and if everything is going to work together in a beneficial aspect. So I can see my product being something that you can use for a good while, unless the body changes and the parameters changes and you become more medicated with medicines. But I have not seen an issue to where I even have a client that has come in almost 2 years to me and no change. If anything, that lock is so full and heavy. I gotta check some of this shit. It hurt my neck.
How long does it take for the hair to lock?
In my case, earlier, 3 weeks. Later, a year. Depending on your texture. If you got texture like this dude right here, then it's possible it can, take a longer period of time, and you may have to go through other avenues. Other than that, if they got a serious curl pattern like something from Uganda, Africa, no ass can get up like that chair lock. If you got the curlier it is, the faster. The longer, the faster. The straighter, slower. I don't care how long the hair is at that point. How long does it take you to lock? 46 years? Oh, you crochet. Okay, so he cheated.
Is it true that it's best to color loose, natural hair before you lock your hair in the new growth of your dreads instead of coloring the lock?
Do what?
Should you color your hair before or after lock, basically?
Either or. But if you're going to color it after, you have to wait for the hair to mature all the way. You can't just wait 3 months and then start doing it, because it's a different type of shampoo that goes into that, and deep conditioning and everything else. And you will stop the process of locking because you did that color initially. So if you're going to do the color, do it beforehand or wait till your hair locks up all the way maturely.
You say ask questions, but you never respond. What's the point?